past my bedtime. It's past my bedtime. It is past my bedtime. And I made the wrong turn. And I made the wrong turn. Damn. Well. Do I go to church? No, I do not go to church. I don't know. I pretty much just build a relationship. And that damn thing's still back there. I still didn't move that piece rattling. What the hell is that back there on the damn hood? No, I do not go to church. This shit pissing me off. I gotta pull over and get this stuff's annoying me. Back there rattling against the damn window. No, I do not go to church. I wouldn't mind going every now and then if there was a decent church to go to. Oh, damn it. Yeah, if there was a decent church to go to, then yeah. Slow down, buddy. But nah, I don't really go to church. It's not a bad thing for some people. And I'm not saying that that's not the reason I go. I just don't go. I mean, that's not the reason why I don't go. I just don't go because I feel as though I can build a relationship with God. You know, I like building a relationship with God. I don't try to be no person like, not saying that all church people do it, but a lot of them, you know, they'll come from church. I've seen a lot of people, you know, go to church and then they'll come from church like, oh, like, you know, they ain't gotta try to apply any of God's rules in their life because they just came from church. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like they're covered. It's like they went to church for the church to cover them for the whole week or something. You know what I mean? Like they just all they want is the blessings and stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm not saying everybody does that, but a majority of people do. A majority of people that, like, I've seen more than like 10 people do that. Like they'll go to church and then they'll completely forget what they learned in church. You know what I mean? And all that. And then they'll go just doing whatever. Start smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, going out drinking on Thursday. You know what I mean? Whatever. Act the fool all week. You know what I mean? And that's not something that, like I said, I just read my Bible and I pray a lot, you know, and I try to pray for people. And you know, I just, like I said, I just read my Bible and stuff, and you know, I try to stay close to God. I feel like being in the Bible is, you know, close, you know, staying close to God, drawing close to God, is what I was saying before. You know what I mean? I feel like that's, you know, I feel like that's the thing to do. I mean, it's good to like fellowship and all that. You know what I mean? But I ain't trying to talk down on nobody. But I mean, I ain't gonna say what I really think, what I really be saying, but what I really think, like, you know what I mean, people's phony and stuff like that. But this ain't nobody, you know, directly or specifically talking about somebody. Just generally, you know what I mean? Generally speaking. But yeah, I just try to build a relationship with God. That's all. You know what I mean? I just read my Bible. I spend a lot of time with Him. I feel like, you know what I mean? I feel like, you know, if you love somebody, you'll want to spend time with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter what, if you can sit there, you know what I mean? So what if the truth hurts you? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you could sit there and listen and, you know, listen to the truth for a little bit, then, you know what I mean? And like, I don't see why, you know, why you wouldn't. You know, if you love somebody, you know somebody loves you, and you die, and they died for you. You know what I mean? They sent their only begotten Son. You know, but I mean, I think of it like that. You know, like, man, like I just try to spend time with Him. Like, I try to acknowledge Him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just try to acknowledge Him. You know what I mean? Because I know that didn't no man create all this stuff that was created. Like, you know, didn't no man create these universes and all that stuff like that. You know what I mean? God, there was a God that had to, there was some higher power that had to do it. You know what I mean? Like, if you ever get into any of that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I'll get into it a little bit here and there. But I mean, like, you know, I like the information. You know what I mean? I like getting information, but I don't like too much. You know what I mean? I don't like too much. Like, that's like anybody. You know what I mean? You don't want to put too much information on them. Like, it starts to get annoying after a while, and I can understand that. You know what I mean? So that's why I try to spend like a half an hour to an hour with Him a day. You know what I mean? That's just like, for instance, if you got like a grandpa, you know what I mean? And you go check up on your grandpa every day, and you go chill with him for like an hour, you know what I mean? An hour or two every day or something like that, or, you know, at least a couple times a week, you know? But I try to chill with God every day, you know what I mean? Like, that's the same thing. So basically, if you go to ask for something, you know what I'm saying? If you go to ask for something, He's going to be like, yeah, I don't have a problem with helping you out. You know what I mean? You always come through. You always over here, you know, talking to me, and you always available when, you know, even when I don't need you. You know what I mean? You're here or whatever. You know what I mean? So that's how I kind of feel about that. Like, but if you, you know, like, you're available, you make yourself available. You know what I mean? Versus somebody who just comes around, or, you know, they get in trouble. And they want something. They want something from Him because they got in trouble. You know what I mean? They got in trouble. Now they want something from Him. So they go and spend time, which, you know what I mean? You kind of like, all right, what's up? What you want? What's going on? What you need? You know what I mean? What's up? And then it's like, yeah, all right, well, you know, you kind of figured in the back of your head that, you know, they got a hidden agenda. They come and they either come and they don't never really come and, you know what I mean, chill with me, so, and spend time with me. So why do you know what I mean? What are you up to? Something's up. What's up? And that's kind of how I feel like God feels. You know what I mean? Like, which He's a jealous God. You know what I mean? He's a jealous God, so he don't want you believing in no other false religions and all that, or, you know, worshiping all that nonsense, whatever it is. Like, there's only one God, you know, and that's the way I look at it. There's only one God, and there's only one God, man. And like I said, it's just about building a relationship with Him. It's about building a relationship with Him. Draw them close to Him. You know what I mean? I'm not telling nobody to do nothing. I'm just saying this is just what I do. This is what I do. I just build a relationship with him. You know, there might be, and there's a lot. And I like listening to other people too, like, you know, pastors and all that stuff. I like listening to other people and, you know, seeing what they have to say, because they got a lot more knowledge. They got a lot more knowledge, and, you know, I just try to soak up. You know, soak up whatever I can from them. I just try to build a relationship with him, and, you know, keep him close. I feel better when I feel better when I'm in a relationship. You know what I mean? When I'm in a relationship with God, like, man, I feel much better versus anything, man. Versus any drug, any weed, any pills. You know what I mean? Any type of alcohol, like, you know what I mean? When you smoke weed. What happens when you smoke weed? You get the munchies, and you start eating a bunch of stuff, you know what I mean? And you get tired, you know, you're tired and sleepy and all that. And, you know, when you smoke weed, you start to forget a lot of stuff. You don't have a clear mind. You're not thinking clearly. You know what I mean? You forget stuff. You lose stuff. Like, you can't tell me that you ain't lost nothing. You be high, you done lost some stuff. You might have lost your wallet. You might have lost your keys. Like, you can't tell me that. You know what I mean? You can't tell me you ain't lost nothing when you was... Same thing with you know what I mean? Drinking, like alcohol. What's it usually do when you, after the next day, what you got? You got the bubble guts or something. You don't, you know what I mean? You don't feel right. You don't feel yourself. You don't feel your normal self. When you drinking, you don't feel your normal self. At the next day or whatever, you got a hangover, you got a headache. Like, and none of that compares to actually taking the time and just humbling yourself down and just being with God. You know what I mean? In God's presence, and, you know, reading the Bible. It humbles you, but your flesh wants to continue to think like, oh, I need this, or I need that cigarette, or I need to hit this weed. You know what I mean? That's just your weak flesh. Like, a lot of us are a lot stronger than, you know what I mean, following our flesh. A lot of us are a lot stronger. Because I done did all the drugs. I done did ecstasy. You know what I mean? I done rode for 3 or 4 nights straight, popping X pills. You know what I mean? So, and there were some things that I've experienced. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna go there, but it was definitely some things that I experienced. You know what I mean? And you know, like I said, them pills and all that crap, like, ain't nothing better than, you know, being with God, being in God's presence. You know what I mean? And, you know, just the same thing. You know, it ain't nothing. Like I said, he fulfills all that stuff. You just got to be strong enough to get away from it. You know what I mean? You know, some people can stop cold turkey and some people can't. You know what I mean? Like me, I could just stop cold turkey. You know what I mean? Because I know that I already done been down that road. You know what I mean? Like, I can stop smoking weed cold turkey. Like, I can smoke weed for a whole month or two and then just out of the blue stop. And they be like, man, you ain't smoking no more? Nah, I ain't. I'm good. You know what I mean? But, and I mean, I was still chill with them type of people, but then again, it's like, man, here I am. I'm not gonna try to change y'all. You know what I mean? Y'all see what I'm doing, but then they gonna be like, oh, well, you know, you trying to change us, and you know what I'm saying? And it's like, look, we not doing the same things, so we not gonna You know what I mean? That's like, oh, you got a bunch of homeboys when you smoking weed and chilling and having fun. But as soon as you stop doing that and want to do something different, want to do something constructive, like, I could go get a bunch of people to go get in some trouble with me. But if I'm trying to do something positive or something, anything nice, you know what I mean, positive or something, ain't nobody gonna want to do that. But if I want to go get in some trouble and do some nonsense, I could go round up 40, 50, I could go round up 20, 30 people to get in trouble. You know what I mean? Like, but once you want to do something positive, you know what I mean, and stop all the negativeness, and you know what I mean, do something decent with your life, then you're on your own. So you just got to get used to being alone, being with God, being in the presence of the Holy Spirit. You know? Because that's the best thing. That's the best thing. You know what I mean? Like there ain't nothing, man, there ain't no better feeling to me. I done been through all that, so I know. I ain't these young boys and stuff. They ain't telling me nothing that I done went through, and I already know about. I already know the feelings, and you know what I mean. Like, I know all the feelings and everything of what them drugs do, them pills, all that stuff. I know. I done did all of it. I done did Xannies. I done had a whole bunch of Xannies. I had a whole bunch of X pills. I done smoked a lot of weed. You know what I mean? Like, I did all that crap. You know what I mean? Drunk, E&J, gin, tequila with the lime in your mouth. Like, it ain't. Now I'm lame. Yeah, I'm lame because I just go home and read my Bible. So, but I mean, you know, people are going to do what they want to do regardless. You know? But you can have, you know, it might hurt for a little bit. It might hurt for a little bit to, you know, like go through the strip, you know, for you getting stripped away from all that stuff. You know what I mean? But as you're stripping away from it, you're becoming stronger. So, you know what I mean, your head's going to be leveled. Your head's going to be more clear. You're going to be thinking much more clear. Like, you know what I mean? You're not going, like, all the stuff that you were doing. It's like, man, I'm not trying to do all this. You know what I mean? I don't want to do it. I'm too old to be doing all this stuff. Like, you know what I mean? You just gotta, you know, get out the way, I guess, of what the other people are doing, and just, you know what I mean? Do your own thing, and that's, you know, walking on God's path. I ain't saying like be boring. I ain't saying be boring or nothing like that. You know what I mean? But it's like nowadays, you know, it's like, you know, people think that, oh, you can't have fun. You can't have fun without smoking, drinking, and, you know, popping pills and stuff and having parties. Like, you know what I mean? That's like, you can have, there's so many other ways to have fun. You know what I mean? There's a lot of different ways, but don't nobody want to do nothing when you want to have fun, or, you know, you want to go do this and do that, or, you know, go fishing, go to the park, you know, go dirt bike riding, you know, go go-kart riding, you know what I mean, stuff like that. Like, a lot of people don't want to do that stuff. They rather just stay stuck somewhere smoking weed and drinking and popping pills and stuff, and that's fun to them. You know, or even playing the game, like just sitting there smoking weed all day playing the game. That's fun to them. But whatever, you know what I mean? I ain't knocking nobody what they do, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not going, you know what I mean? I just rather walk alone than, I'm not lonely at all. Like, I don't feel lonely. Like, I'm happy. I go through my little ups and downs. Yeah, I wish things would be done a lot faster, but You know, it's always you know, it's always a good thing to reveal. You know what I mean? Things are being revealed to you, and you can see stuff that a lot of people can't. Oh, excuse me. And you know what I mean? You roll with God. You roll with the Holy Ghost. You know what I mean? You got them, man. You know? Just be thankful. And I'm just working on my discipline right now. Like I'm working on myself on being more disciplined. Cause like I said, my stepdad took me in and raised me too. Like my stepdad took me in when I was younger. But we didn't really have. I was young, and every time he tried to tell me stuff, I wasn't listening because I wanted to do what I wanted to do. But then when I got older, I started to have a better relationship with my stepdad. You know what I mean? And now he's gone. You know what I mean? It's like, man, I miss him, bro. I miss him a lot. Like, I wouldn't mind just, watching a football game with him and just chilling. You know what I mean? Watching a football game. Like, I wouldn't mind that. But it's just about, to me, it's just about building a relationship with God. The same as with people. Try to build relationships with people. Don't just come to them when you need something. You know what I mean? Some people just don't like your presence or whatever. Some people just don't like, you being around them because you might speak the truth or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not trying to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't trying to hurt nobody by me talking to the way I talk or whatever. I ain't trying to hurt nobody. So, I'm just saying what I say. I'm just saying what I say. It's in the Bible. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings or nothing like that. God would. I know that God would never try to hurt somebody's feelings just because he's telling them the truth. You just gotta toughen up. You know what I mean? Sit in the seat and toughen up. But I am not a people pleaser. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna try to please people. That's not what I do. If people don't like talking about God and all that stuff, they need to mind their business. You know what I mean? This isn't for them. Like, they need to stop being nosy and focus on what they're focused on. If they like doing what they doing, then that's fine. Do what you do. But you shouldn't. You know what I mean? You can't be mad at somebody because you eavesdropping in on their conversation. You know what I mean? When they're not even talking, it's not even directed to you because you just want to be nosy and start trouble. You know what I mean? And like I said, it's not for you. There's a lot of people out there that like listening about God, and this could be helping them. You know what I'm saying? This could be helping them from going to hell. This is a dark place, or being cast into the outer darkness, because it's real. And being cast into the outer darkness. But relationship about God, I'll get back to it. Alright, 1.